What if you scribbled an idea on a napkin and it became a limitless scale tech company poised for exit? What if you had a vision of eliminating an inefficiency in your community, industry, or the world, and you had a chance to co-found a company and bring this product or service to the market? What if we could positively impact every social issue with tech? 10X Tech Tank is the #1 daily show for everything tech entrepreneurship. And whether you are technical or not, you will learn, be inspired, and witness transformation in the making. People will share tech ideas on napkins. People will showcase minimum viable tech products. People will explain their cash-flowing tech companies looking for acceleration. And if the person is right, and their idea is right, and the market is right, and the business model is right, then there's a great chance you will witness some serious magic. We are on a mission to build, scale, and sell 10,000 tech companies in 10 years. And we invite you to make history with us. Together, we achieve more.
To 10X Tech Tank, Jared Yellin here.
And Eric Nowoslawki.
Do you think Eric's be funny in this episode?
Oh, I'm gonna be funny.
So we were talking about this. So Eric thinks he's funny. And I'm not saying he's not funny, but I would like you to vote quickly here. Has Eric been funny on any episode you've ever watched on the tank? Because my gut is, the answer is no at this point. But it's not because you're not funny. It's not because
you're asking the internet.
I'll tell you what it is. Listen, the internet knows best. I'll tell you what it is. Your first step isn't as quick as mine. So when you're still thinking about your joke, I've already said it, and you're like, I just missed my opportunity. So it's tough to sit next to me in the tank, but listen, you're here for a reason. Thank you so much for your presence this evening. We go live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, and we have entrepreneurs literally from around the world that pitch us their dreams. We have entrepreneurs pitching us ideas. Some of those ideas are so early they don't even have them on a piece of paper yet. They're still in their head. Others, they've written out some of the features and visions. Some of them they put money into. We call those a minimum viable product. And others are cash flowing tech companies. And they're coming to the tank because they want support. They're coming to the tank because they want a co-founder. They don't want to go on the journey by themselves to build, scale, and sell their tech company. And I can't think of a better co-founder than 10X Incubator. We have everything they need. All the infrastructure, all the team, all the promotion, all the attention. And when the right person shows up with the right idea and the right market and the right business model, we're gonna say, yes, let's do this. But we need your help, we need your support. Don't just vote on whether he's funny, vote on whether or not you like the idea. If you like the idea, please influence us to say yes. And if you don't, politely influence us to say no. We're gonna do our best up here to say whether or not we wanna move forward in due diligence, but you absolutely can influence our decisions. So with that, let's see who's up in the tank.
What if there was a way to guarantee farm fresh produce in the home of every family in your zip code? What if you and your family could launch a business out of your home, place of worship, or anywhere you desire? What if you could become part of the solution to current healthcare crisis that plagues our world? What if you could become your local farm bridge? We are on a mission to find one local health enthusiast in every zip code from around the world to launch a local farmers market. This business opportunity will take only a few hours a week and produce significant income for you and your family. Plus, it's a force for good as we unite and simplify the process of connecting local farmers with local families so that farm fresh produce exists within every home in your community. We are on a mission to revitalize our soil, help the farmers who work tirelessly to provide high nutrient foods to our families, and strengthen the health of our nation that has been manipulated into consuming low nutrient, ultra processed foods. Together, we can grow the number of thriving, sustainable farms and increase human health and longevity through creating ease in access to high nutrient foods. Spots are limited and zip codes are being claimed quickly, so if you could see yourself as part of the solution, we invite you to join our movement.
All right, let's see who's up in the tank. What is your name and where are you calling in from?
My name is Chris Williams and I'm calling from Northern Arizona.
Awesome, Chris. Well, thank you for being here. You got 5 minutes. Please share your big tech idea.
Basically, it's just a mobile app that suggests nearby restaurant meals or foods that fit within your macro count. You don't have to look for it. That's all it is. Real simple. Fits in your pocket.
Who's doing the macro count?
What's that?
Who's gonna enter the macro count information?
The user enters the macro count.
It doesn't generate it for them?
The whole idea is it's just real simple. That's it. It's a very, very simple app that solves, just makes things a little more efficient for people.
So who would pay for it? Who would pay? How would it make money?
Yeah, instead of hopping on Google or whatever search engine, some people I know sometimes I'll use like an on-demand food delivery app to find a restaurant nearby or something like that. You just open this app instead, and it's like, well, you got your macro counts in there, and says, well, I got like 1,000 calories left for the day or whatever, and it suggests food for you.
So suggest food from the specific restaurant that you're going to order from. So how does it know? Because like, let's say you're in Arizona, right? So you're in Scottsdale. There's lots of restaurants in Scottsdale. How does it know what's on the menu, or are you inputting what you want from the menu into this app, and then it's going to tell you that you're going to have the appropriate macro count? What does that look like?
So most of that information, as I understand it, is public information as far as nutrition info goes. The only issue I guess I've run into is for local places, which there are many. But I know more and more of them are providing nutrition info for people, especially on their website.
Yeah, so like local places, they might include their calorie counts, but sometimes they won't include their macro counts. And then for the national chains, of course, you could just go on MyFitnessPal and you could be entering it. Like I know you can go on MyFitnessPal and say like, oh, I want to go to, I'm not sure about any restaurants in Arizona, but I want to go to Houlihan's and, I'll pick, all right, I want this thing. Oh, it's got that much fat in it. Okay, I'm not going to have this anymore. So I'm wondering how we would get the data in for local restaurants so that somebody would be able to pick it just straight off like that.
But more, who pays for this? Like, how does it become financially viable?
It's just a subscription model, man.
So what were you thinking? What would be a price point?
I don't know, maybe probably between $2 and $4.
And what made you think of this? Why does this inefficiency matter to you?
Because that's what's happening, man. That's what the world is now. We live in a 3-second world. People want things that are more efficient. And it's, I'm not a business guy, man. I'm a creative. I've been playing music for a long time. So I just get ideas and I write them down.
But why this one? Like, why this one in particular? Like, what makes you an expert on macro counts, or like why this one in particular? Because you're a musician, so that makes sense. But like, where did this come from? I'm a big guy. I'm on the losing weight train. I've lost about 120 pounds so far, but there are things that I've run into as somebody that's trying to eat healthier and just find food. And that stemmed really more from the grocery side of things. But I also know that it's a problem that I have to solve for myself. Where can I? Not everybody wants to stay on like their diet all the time. Then, like sometimes they want to go get a slice of pizza or something like that. But they have to go in there and they have to look stuff up, and that what takes what should take like 5 seconds turns into a minute or 10 minutes. And you're sitting there on your phone instead of going and doing your thing. I'm just trying to figure out how it's going to take so much less time, like where that information is going to come from.
But then, so how is it going to take so much less time? Where's the information going to come from? But also, what is your moat, right? So like a moat is something that protects a castle so nobody else can get in. So what would protect this idea from MyFitnessPal saying, in a day saying, oh, you know what? That's a great idea. We didn't think about it. Let's add it into MyFitnessPal. What's going to protect your idea from outside attackers?
I don't think they stay on top of things as much as they should. during the pandemic, I did a lot of on-demand food delivery. This is an idea that's been just sitting in my notebook for 2 years, man. And I've watched these apps get better, and they don't really. What I think is they don't have people going out and paying attention to detail. That's the big thing. I don't know if did you read the article that I sent you, Jared?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah, they they're like, oh, we don't have to put the nutrition info in there. That's great, man. But let's think hypothetically down the line. The app works and all that stuff, and it's great. We go down the line like 2, 3, 4 years, and you have a stay-at-home mom that's counting all the macros for her kids and stuff like that. She hops on there, and maybe by that time it's running. We have it running through a grocery store. All she has to do is press a button, and she has all of her groceries for the week. She just has to do a couple things, and she's done. And she has healthy meals for her family. Stuff like that. I don't think a lot of companies pay attention to detail as much as they should. And that's coming from my job that I work right now. It's just a 9 to 5, but I work for a third-party delivery company that works with Home Depot. So their mobile app is horrible.
So what do you think? Like, if there was like 100 people at a restaurant, how many of them do you think are counting their macros? Like, what percentage do you think are doing that?
I would say, I don't know, maybe like 30 or 40%.
Really?
Do you think so?
Oh, I would say probably 0.
Yeah, like I would think it's like maybe 1%.
Because the amount of people who are counting macros versus the amount of people in the world is like,
I'm not saying they shouldn't.
And I'm not saying macros changed my life. Don't get me wrong, macros changed my life. But the amount of people who are even on a diet period versus not watching what they eat is like, I don't even think 1% of people in a restaurant are even on a diet.
Yeah, I think it's a tough market. How do you get to market? Like, how do you get your first 10,000 users of this platform? Like, if we don't exist, let's say you built it, how do you get your first 10,000 users?
Hire somebody with good marketing skills, man. That knows how to use the PCM to market to the appropriate people.
Okay, cool. All right, let's hear our audience thing. So, what are your thoughts on an app that makes it significantly easier to count your macros when you're going to restaurants, whether it's more national chains or even eventually local restaurants as well? What are your thoughts on due diligence?
So I feel like this is something even I would use. However, I still have too many questions, particularly so for the national restaurants, right? It's all on MyFitnessPal. Like, all that information is there. So the only time people run into an issue is when it's a local restaurant. And I'm not understanding how at scale we'd be able to gather enough information for the local restaurant. And then I also don't know what is around this business model that we could invest into and nobody else would be able to, pick up something that we don't see and then run with it. So I'm not ready to go into due diligence right now. I am one of these people who watches their diet and everything. I've run into the same problem. You've definitely identified a problem. I'm just not seeing doing all this at scale.
Yeah, I'm a no on due diligence, but you have identified a problem. I just don't believe this is the right solution to the problem. And I also don't believe this is your best idea, because you did mention you have lots of ideas in play. So our door is open for you to submit another one of your ideas. I'm not seeing this for a variety of reasons. The go-to-market strategy, it can't just be to hire a company to bring it to market. There has to be some way of leveraging relationship capital to bring it to market, to get your first 1,000 users, to start getting feedback and data from those users, learn more so that we can reinvest in the software, then make the software even more profound than what the initial concept is, because the initial concept has no moat whatsoever, and anyone could knock that off in its current form. But if we can get to market quickly and learn and then reinvest, then there's something there. I think it's an interesting concept that people could order groceries in the future based on their macros. We have a somewhat similar product that's in development as we speak, not completely, but somewhat similar. So for right now, I'm a no, I'm a yes to you. So I would love to hear other ideas in that little black book of yours, so please submit them, and we appreciate you for coming on to the tank. After this commercial, we'll have another entrepreneur sharing their dream.
Blueprinted is the place where you can go in and put those steps in there and then be able to impact the world and monetize on that by having a marketplace and a community that we're developing for you in Blueprinted.
So we've created the app for any expert to be able to come in and put their steps, their exact steps to success in our app and put it on a marketplace where people can go and buy their steps to any success.
All right, we are back with another entrepreneur. What is your name and where are you calling in from? Because that's a pretty darn cool view back there. So where are you calling in from as well?
Saluting, 2 men in Abu Dhabi from New Zealand.
New Zealand, awesome, amazing. What was your name again?
2 men.
2 Mains? Awesome, cool.
Yeah, that's the one.
Awesome, cool. So you got 5 minutes. Please share your big idea, and that definitely is that is a view right there. You got our attention there. So go for it.
I just want to be successful. I want to live my life with all of the essentials. I want to prove that I got more than just potential. Show them I can rap to any instrumental. I need to elevate within the highest level. Yeah, I'm all about that bass and the treble. Trying to make a bunch of rewards in the middle. Trying to make it happen with this rap and put a plan into action so I can become multi-platinum, then I settle. I just want to live the rest of my life of prosperity. Yeah, that's just a little bit of to break the ice, you know what I mean?
That's a great shot. I love it.
So we got many ideas, and let me get the first one off my chest.
Awesome.
You boys into UFC?
Yeah.
Or MMA? Or
Yeah.
sports?
Yeah.
So I got this idea of helping the athletes monetize their brand and be a part of their journey from real young and become a part of their brand as they grow and as they become contenders and fight for the belt, and you know what I mean? So how I want to help them is basically set up a e-commerce store for them, merch. They're probably doing it, but the ones that are coming up, they don't know what they're getting into. You know, they're just thinking, go fight, make money, but they're not thinking about how I can make money while I sleep and when I fight. Where was I gonna go with this? Yeah, e-commerce. So why not get these boys? Doesn't even have to be MMA fighters. It could be, I just chose MMA because that's what I love. It could be artists, it could be anyone, but let's just stick with UFC fighters. The idea is, you know, get a team together. I know the roster from top to bottom, heavyweight to lightweight. My idea is, you know, let's help these boys make real money so that we can be a part of their brand and, you know, open the rest of the world up to this financial education, because without 10X, I wouldn't have been here. That's the first idea. I'm in Abu Dhabi. I want to use real estate as well to get these boys over here. Shipping containers was another idea, is, you know, to buy a bunch of shipping containers, set them up, set their gyms up. Abu Dhabi is now the new fight capital of the world. So the next 10 years, why not, you know, jump on a new wave and get these boys financially educated, get them up on Shopify stores, and yeah, that's it.
Cool, awesome. I
So,
love where your heart's at.
what are you going to fill into the space of e-commerce? Like, what is missing right now in e-commerce that you're going to be solving a problem for?
Yeah, quick shipping times, customized products. We're gonna do jewelry, clothes, household items. I can guarantee quick shipping times, less than a week. I can guarantee the best products in the world, and I can put these fighters onto their products. Like, they can sell.
What's the tech? What's the tech in
names and products on them.
Tuman, so what's the tech in it though? So like, I understand maybe you can get them really awesome merchandise.
E-commerce and the softwares that go with e-commerce.
But why not just use Shopify?
You know,
Why not just use Shopify for them?
Shopify is what I would want to use.
So what would you
But
want
to
built?
open the door up for the fighters, that's
What technology would you need built in order to support this vision?
Well, I'm coming to the team with, you know, creating some different softwares to help leverage Shopify, because I know a lot of apps that, you know, help with shipping, help with you know, everything on Shopify. But there should be some new apps, you know, that the team can help with.
Well, what would we build though? Like, what are those apps that our team would build?
Yeah, like what's missing? Because there's a lot of apps in the Shopify space. Like, what app are we building that's going to help These UFC fighters. Yeah.
Let's just take Instagram for example, and then we cross over to Shopify. We build the platform for a specific fighter where their fans can come and comment on their products. It can be similar to Instagram, but it's different because it's on the personal fighters page where, you know, the fans or the family would come on and, you know, be able to connect with the fans. You can't do that on Shopify. All you can do is just buy and then you receive.
Got it.
So have you ever heard
another personalized?
Have you ever heard of a platform where, and I forget the name of it, but we could send it to you. It's a platform where they have literally thousands of merchandise to choose from, and then you can customize it in any way you want. They do all of the fulfillment, and they set you up with a point of sale system, well, a Stripe account really. And then all you have to do is just get traffic to your website, and they buy, and then they just ship out the merchandise or whatever is happening. Is that kind of what you're imagining?
Yeah, that's a part of it. That's definitely a part of it.
All right, so then what are those other parts of it?
The other parts of it is being able to, you know, get these fighters in there and get them into to wanting to build a store. You know, getting myself and other people that want to help build these fighters up so that they can make. Because for me, it's help the fighters that are putting their body on the line for the entertainment of the people. You know, and I'm overhearing that the fighters getting underpaid and whatnot. So I'd want to be a part of the, you know, movement of.
Yeah, listen, no, I love where your heart is at. I love where your heart is at. There's definitely a need to support that aspect of these fighters who are doing this for the love, but they're maybe not having the economic support, the love, and they are putting themselves at risk when they're in the ring. Let's see what everybody else thinks. Do you see an opportunity in this idea, build an e-commerce platform specific to UFC? Eric, what are your thoughts on next steps?
So at this point, I don't have enough precision around the idea to move forward with next steps. I think you've identified a problem. Some of these fighters and these creators are becoming media companies of their own right that get more engagement than even some multinational companies. However, I'm just not exactly sure what that exact software that you'd want to build is. And so I want to just hear a little bit more around that and get some more clarity around what the actual idea is. Yeah,
for me, I'm not a yes yet. I'm a yes for you. I can tell you are a 10Xer through and through, so I love that. I'm not seeing this as the idea to pursue in its current form. Maybe there's a lot of depth here that we didn't hear in the 5 minutes, but I don't think there is. I think that it's more of a desire. You see a market that isn't benefiting economically the way they should, and they have some level of influence. You're like, well, that would be interesting if we can create shirts and hats and water bottles and have them sell it because they have the influence. I don't think you need a tech product to do that. I think there's quite a few products out there if that's the goal. When we think about solving problems with tech, what we always say is the problem big enough to solve through tech, because there isn't a current solution. I happen to think there's a lot of solutions to do what you want to do. I think the solution you're actually selling is a coaching program to help these UFC fighters learn how to monetize their influence, which isn't exactly what we're here to support, but if that's a passion of yours, I encourage you to pursue it. If you have other ideas, our door is open. We'd love to have you come back to the tank. Thanks so much for being here. After this commercial break, we'll have another entrepreneur pitching us in the tank.
Wherever you are, my purpose is to help you. Are you ready to 10X? How many of you want to reach the next level? So that you can go from where you are right now. I want 10 times that. Are you ready?
And there we have it, another tank. Literally every single episode is so exciting because we have entrepreneurs from around the world pitching their dreams. They're pitching their dreams, and those dreams are sometimes really early. I mean, you see, if you're coming every night, there are some ideas that are really early. You could see the entrepreneurs making up answers as they go, and I love it because there's nowhere else they can do that. There's nowhere else they can share an idea that's that early. Eric always asks potential co-founders, how is your idea 10 times better than anything else that currently exists in the world? Because there is always something that exists. So if we had to answer that question, like how is 10X Incubator 10 times better than any other incubator or a software development firm or a venture capital firm, It's 1,000 times better. We have created a place for people to come with concepts, with ideas, with napkins. And when we see the right person with the right idea and the right market and the right business model, we're going to say yes to taking their napkin and then bringing it on a journey to an exit. I challenge you to find one other thing in the world that does that. And as you're trying to prove me wrong, I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for being part of that journey. Because even if all that you're doing right now is showing up and watching, you are contributing to the history-making experience. Because in history, there has never been a company that has built, scaled, and sold 10,000 tech companies in 10 years. It's never happened before. And you're part of it, just by your presence alone. But you know what's even cooler than watching it happen? It's making it happen. I invite you right now, get out of your head, get into your gut, and present us with your big idea. Head over to pitch10x.com. It's absolutely free. Fill out the written application. It takes about 10 minutes of your time. Our team will review it, and if we see potential, you'll be on the tank. And if you're here for the first time, or you've yet to sign up at 10xtechtank.com, don't delay, do it right now. Sign up on that page, and we're gonna send you a gift in exchange, which is called the Perfect Pitch Kit. This is a resource that we've assembled to over $7,000 of value, and you're getting it for free. And this is a pitch that you can use. It's a presentation, it's a training, and a manual that you can use to pitch us, or really pitch anything, because life is one giant pitch. And what you need to learn is how to do it perfectly. So thank you for your presence. Get off the fence, share your big idea, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.
Which napkin will become the next exit? Which MVP will evolve into a unicorn? Which cash-flowing tech company will reach the next level? Our hope and desire is that it's yours. Your idea, your MVP, your cash-flowing tech company. Now is your time. Head over to 10xincubator.com and submit your idea so that you get on the tank and give us the chance to transform your napkin into an exit. That's 10xincubator.com. That's 10xincubator.com. Let's go.